Hello, adorables. Welcome to my channel, everyone. What's the Dobby doing? She's running around like crazy. She just came in from outside. She must have been playing with the neighbor's dogs because she is worked up. What's up with your nose? You've been sticking it through the fence? That looks awful red. It doesn't look like that for real, just in the camera. You're a good girl. Yes, your mommy's good girl. Your mommy's good girl. I got so lucky with you. I'm blessed. That's a better word, huh? Mommy's blessed with a Dobby dog. Okay. Here we go. This is what I'm working on. I gave this guy some red eyes. She doesn't get any special eyes. She's like the medium. She can see them, but they're not really there. And and this guy, he should have one more gold one right there. And I thought it looked stupid. So I was like, nah. That one don't look stupid on the bottom there. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't look right later, then I'll fix it. Okay, so you go in your holder. What are we going to work on here? Guess we're going to do some light color X's. We can do these G's. Let's do G's. Okay. Put these ones away. Put the A away. Here's a G. And this is a dark gray. Duh, like everything is kind of gray here. I saw that go out. Here it is. This video is for entertainment purposes only. You know, reality is pretty dull for me, so I'm going to create my own reality. Get ready. Okay. I know what I should do. No. Okay, the boss says no. What am I doing, G's? All right. There, right here. Maybe I can get you a zoom shot. Ooh. Ooh, got the sticky noise going. The suction. Put it there. Blue Origin. Sounds like something from the ocean. Also, the spaceship is called New Shepard. Anybody pissed off about that? Yeah. So, a bunch of chicks went up in a spaceship, huh? First off, were they chicks? So, anyways, these girls go up in a spaceship, right? Not. I don't believe it at all. I didn't believe it before they went up. Like, I knew in my gut, like, this is bullshit. They're not really going up there. Just like William Shatner, get an 80-year-old man to go through those G-force. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyways, the Daisy, one of them took a Daisy out there, Katy Perry. Daisies represent innocence and purity and new beginnings. New beginnings. The patch that they wore, that's the Baphomet. Come on. You turn it upside down, it's the Baphomet. I seen that right off the bat, because we don't have a ship that looks like that. What ship are they supposed to be drawing on there? We don't have a spaceship that looks like that. That looks like the Delta Flyer or something, like from Star Trek. Oh my God. So we don't have a craft like that. Why is that image on there? It's because it looks like the Baphomet. That's why. That's how you do it. And evil turns things upside down. That's why a lot of things turn it upside down and it looks kind of wicked. Evil turns things upside down. So the truth is upside down. That's the Baphomet. You better believe that. Especially if you're a Christian. Because it is what it is, and it's not cool. It's real. It's the core of how many religions. It's the core of the Bible, the most ancient historical document that we have, right? Well, the Sumerian text, but can you see this? Yes. If I don't move, you can see that. Okay. I'll do these. I want to get these ones. That's what I do. Wherever I pull the plastic at, I want to go beyond that spot all the time. Better get that string of wax off of there. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Okay. So, I don't believe they shot those girls up into space. Women. I don't believe it. And the thing, when it landed, so fake. It was just like the other astronauts that were supposed to be up there for months. And then Trump said he'll give them their pay out of his own pocket if he has to for those astronauts that were like stranded up there. What bullshit. He just solidified, tried to solidify the belief that it was real. They weren't. Get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of it. Because I'm one of the people that has come across the countless videos that show the fakery and fuckery of what's really going on. And so how that landed in the ocean and there were no waves and it was just this perfect landing. And dolphins in the water to say, hi, are you back? Welcome home. Like, it was so fake. And if you believe it, then you're probably not listening to me right now. Okay, so then come back to this Blue Origin. When that thing landed, did you see the dust that flew up? It was like whatever was under it had jets to blow air out and plop it on the ground or something. Or the jets were in the ground. I don't fucking know how they did that. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's so fake. It's fake. The door was open. Like, they're showing us why would you give us that footage with them opening the door from the inside and this chick going, shutting the door again and walking over to Jeff Bezos and laughing about it. She opened the door from the inside. He's like, that's okay because the public is so dumbed down. They're going to buy this shit anyway. It don't matter. And she's like, yeah, I know. And so he goes to the door with this metal thing, and it's a special key going to open this door. And then he starts laughing again. It's like, oh, you didn't shut it right from the inside, or something like that. And oh my God. if the technology is getting so much better, I don't know why the lies are harder to see. Why aren't they? I mean, it's really easy to see this shit. You think it'd be more difficult with more tech. It's ridiculous. That Daisy. 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 Hal! That's the song that Hal sang! Yes! Okay, I knew there had to be some kind of link with that frickin' Daisy. The Daisies are purity and innocence and new beginnings. And I knew that something else was about that Daisy, because how does that just fit into place? And then Hal sang that song. And he sang it bad. You know, when you play any kind of music, especially something that's like a nursery rhyme or something, okay, if you slow down the music or you just play it a little bit off, that like irks you. It unsettles you, like physically. There's a physical reaction to it. It can cause you anxiety and stuff. So I hate that shit. There's a truther couple, and I used to watch their stuff, and the opening came on, and it was like this weird fucked up record player. I unsubscribed because I got tired of hearing that shit every time I turned it on. I didn't even care what they were saying anymore. I'm like, If you know about this shit that's going on, why would you, hey, I'm just doing this for entertainment. You're going to tell me some truth, but then the same truth, here it is, and you're using it to manipulate me in the beginning of your fucking video. It's like, what the fuck? You should know better than to do that. I got mad and I just unsubscribed a long time ago. I don't watch your shit anymore. It changed. The channel changed. I was like, fuck that. Anyhow, okay. Looking for G's. Let's get them on this side. Let's get them down here. So, yeah, that wonky music. The Hal. He was running out of battery or something. They're playing that music. Daisy. Daisy. Yep. And then that goes back, because who made that movie about Hal was the guy who faked the moon landing videos. What was his? Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick. There's an E. Yep. Ties it right in. They just laughing at us, man. Well, they're not laughing at me because I see it. So, like, when I see those evil laughs and shit, no, honey, you ain't coming for me. It ain't for me. You're laughing at all the people that believe your shit. And they had to take and use movie stars and TV personalities and rock stars, and you know, that's how they do it, because they're the stars. Maybe they actually are the stars. Maybe the consciousness comes from the stars above, and our consciousness, like, is from the sun of God. I don't know. I don't want to think about that right now because it's really deep. Because they're trying to say that there's plasmoids living in high Earth atmosphere. And that's why BBC, the TV channel, created, whatever, the world's largest blimp. And they sent it up in high Earth atmosphere over the United States to study these life forms. And they made it seem like they're studying bacteria up there. Oh no. And it's like, why didn't you fly it up over some other country, over your own country? Why would you fly it up over America? What else about that? And then I can move on. What else about the new shepherd? We don't need a new shepherd. It's ridiculous. And if you think it's all bullshit, then why does everything relate? You know, why would they call it a new shepherd if it isn't mockery of God? And Christ. They're trying to get rid of Christianity. They want Christianity to be over with. Well, they forced everybody to believe it in the first place. You were forced to believe it. And they used Christianity to go to all these countries. And it's kind of fucked up. But like that one island. And they sent some people with vaccines. This video is for entertainment purposes only. So they sent these people with vaccines to this population that didn't know anything about the outside world. They were so secluded. They didn't even know they existed, right? And they took the vaccines. They took some alcohol, pool tables, cigarettes. They taught them how to gamble. So that a year after the Christians went there, this is the thing. This is hard. But a year after the Christians got there, the population of this island, they were all shooting pool and gambling and smoking. And their way of life is like, we're rescued from this island. But that's their home. It's kind of, if you're rescued, why the fuck are you drinking and shooting pool? That's not rescued. You know, so if you thought of them like, here's these humans on a deserted island, and you know they've been there all this time, and they have to live in the trees and all this and that, and you know, if we're gonna rescue them and bring them into humanity, that's not exactly how to do it. They fucked them up. They fucked them up from the get-go, and they're influencing them with all this bullshit information. I don't know. It's like, cause it's down. It's Christianity hangs there with my core belief system, and one thing that I do know is like you can't really dispute the Bible. There's more truth in the Bible than anything. But it's the people using Christianity to fuck other people up. The same way now, okay? They're going to other countries, spending millions of dollars to put on plays from Sesame Street. Think about it, Sesame Street, right? To influence these other countries into transgender ideas. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, it's like getting drag queens to read to your children in a public library or something. That's the Baphomet. And that, when you see him on his throne, as above, so below, and he's got his horns, you know, and the goat face, he's got those two children in front of him, those are our kids. He stole our kids. He fed them this propaganda bullshit. And they belong to him now. So for all the parents that have to let their kids go to this shit. I'm sorry. I feel for you. To all the kids that have been influenced by their friends to cut their families loose. Well, I don't really have anything to say to you. There's probably none watching right now. I don't know what to say to that. But to the parents that their kids are doing that, let them go. Let them go. Sorry about that. You know, the whole time, just until a couple days ago, I thought they were singing Let It Snow. I even did that in my video. I was spraying some kind of cleaner in the bathroom, and I was like, let it snow, let it snow. I always thought it was Let It Snow. How is it Let It Go? What? Is that a Mandela effect? I don't know. I heard Let It Snow the whole time, because I never really watched it. That's what I thought I was hearing. Disney Speedstorm? Wow. I was playing Ariel. I was racing Ariel. And, you know, some of the sounds on there are kind of naughty. And you think, well, that's because you got a naughty brain. You know, you just think of naughty things, Robin. No, I'm not. But it's a turn-off to me. I don't want to hear that stuff. I don't want to hear, oh, here I come. I swear to God, this is what I think I heard. And I've been playing the same car, Ariel, trying to hear it again. I swear to God, she said, look at that pussy. What else could she say? I don't know. That's what I want to find out. It's like if my brain interpreted it as, look at that pussy, then what was she really saying? So one way or another, I want to find out. You know? Tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. And that's not what she says. But she said it. I was like, what? And sometimes you could hear, like, you're racing your car and you pass up another car. And it's like he says, like Mickey Mouse or someone say, oh, fuck. I don't know. It's like I'm hearing this and it sounds like they're swearing and they're saying things like that. And it's like, what the hell? Something like, I don't know if it's Mickey Mouse. I'm just saying. But I've heard that. I've heard it that I'm racing the cars and they say something and it sounds like they're swearing or it sounds sexual. Yeah. And I'm not kidding. I'll let you know. I should record it. Maybe I'll record today and catch one of them on there. But kids play it. And that's about the influence of Disney. Because I don't want to hear that. So why would my brain interpret something like that? Well, I'm an adult. And I've heard certain phrases before. And maybe it just sounds like, well, that's the whole fucking point of it. Then it sounds like it. I think pretty much that it actually said it. Okay, moving on. Dire wolves. Talking about your dire wolves, Lynn. And she mentioned, did I hear about it? So I guess she wants me to say something about it. So, okay. Dr. Craig Venter, he made this machine where you could take blank cells or existing cells. You could edit them, rewrite them. And the first thing they did is they made a bacteria. I think it was called bacteria. It's called Cynthia. The first synthetic life form ever created by machine. And they dumped it into the Gulf of Mexico. You go wonder what that did. Because I seriously doubt it ate the oil like they told us it was going to do. Oh, it's going to eat the... Well, it didn't eat the oil. It made it worse. It made everything worse. And they knew. There's something else is going on. There's no way. There's no way they think something is going to go out and eat this oil and then all of a sudden it makes it worse. Oh, they wouldn't have put it there. They would have known it wasn't going to work or something. What was it? What really was it? What did it do? What is it doing to the oceans? Because now, all of a sudden, it's like animals can talk. Dolphins. Dolphins saying, Mama. I swear to God, I saw that video and the dolphin is there with this girl saying, Mama. And so humans aren't allowed to talk to dolphins anymore. It's a law. It's illegal. It's illegal to talk to dolphins. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying that made them smart, but what did it do? Because it will get in the animals, right? It will get in the fish. Because it's the water. It's in the water, and it's going all through the animals. What the fuck did they put in there? I don't know. I don't know. I'm still hung up on that image of the Baphomet on the logo. I don't know how you cannot see that. I think everybody does. And it's like, you can't hide this shit from us anymore. It's like, it's just, we know those tricks. Don't believe it. I don't believe they were stranded in space for months. But Trump saying that he'd pay their wages out of his own money, it's kind of like he believes it. He don't believe it either. He even said, Trump said, if the earth was round, I think I'd know it. I've got this jet and this jet. Yeah, if the earth was round, he'd know it. I don't know. It would make sense that it's round, but that's what we've been seeing our whole lives. Star Trek and everything, and science. Science tells us this and that, but what if it isn't? What if it's all been a big lie? A universal lie, so that no matter what timeline, no matter what universe, dimension, no matter what world, no matter what gate you walk through, the same symbols and the same movies are being played. It's like, I don't know. If you conquer one world and then you want to go on to another, well, you might keep your propaganda the same. Because that's what all this stuff is. It's propaganda. They want us to believe. I don't. I walked out of this reality like 20 years ago. And I'm just a ghost. But I dropped one. That's the right one? Okay. So the dire wolves, they're not real dire wolves, but they are dire wolves. It's not real direwood DNA, but they manipulated wolf DNA, gray wolf, and put the code in there. So it's not a real dire wolf, but still it's a dire wolf. It's more dire wolf than a transgender man turned woman is woman. I think it's more real than that. Whoops, that was all wrong. It's that in the right spot? Yeah, that one? No. Okay. What else about the dire wolves? There's nothing to say about that, except I know there's supposed to be a dire wolf that was running around Skinwalker Ranch. It's a black one. And there's this other guy got it on camera, some kind of massive wolf. Now, it could be something fake for that one. And I don't know what's going on Skinwalker Ranch. That one guy, he's CIA. There's no such thing as ex-CIA. I'll never believe that he doesn't have something to do with the CIA. But he's leading the show out there. It's like, I don't know. I think you're all full of shit. I think you're all acting. It looks fake to me, you know, because I know how real, sincere people are, and I don't really see that coming from anything on TV, really. None of these shows, they're all kind of fake. Remember, there was one about the frogs, Blind Frog Ranch or something. I was like, you going too far now. You're just making shit up. And they do. They just make this entertainment. And people believe it. Like the ghost hunters. It's all fake. That's why I can't watch it anymore. I used to. I used to like those shows. I used to think they were real. And then one day I was like, you're a liar. You know, it's fakery and fuckery. And it's like, I can't believe anything now. I can't believe anything you say. I can't watch that show anymore. Because it's just lies. You know? It's fake. It's all we have. It's all we have now. So what is real and truthful is each other. But they want us to isolate. You know? They don't want you to be part of a community. I think no, it's not all. Obama paying $100 million of taxpayer money to search for the human soul. He didn't consolidate me on that. But then again, the only taxes the government gets from me is sales tax. They can never compensate me. Never mind on that. Keep going with okay, so Obama paying all that money to search for the soul. Okay, so when you die, your body loses weight. It's measurable. And that's fact, okay? So your body loses weight when you die. And it's not the gases releasing, it's something else. So your soul has weight, it has mass, right? So now, and this is very interesting, computer. You can weigh a computer when you first get it. Upload a lot of information on there, you know, and weigh it again. It will weigh more with more information, more data stored on there. It will weigh more. So then you restore it to factory settings. Your computer will now weigh less again if that information is taken off. So there's mass and weight to the information stored on your computer. That's something. That is something really big. Okay, is this all my G's? I'm looking for G's. Right here. Okay. Just that one right there. Just that one. Okay. This side of it. This one. Oh, here, right here, right here, right here. That's that part I didn't want to do. I didn't want to pull all that plastic back at the same time. You go in the garbage. Get out of here. Okay. So what do you think they're going to do with those dire wolves? Put them in a zoo? Give them to a king or queen or a prince of Arabia, maybe. So it talked about Disney Speedstorm and Ariel sounding like, and talked about dire wolves a little bit. Talked about Cynthia in the ocean. That's related to the dire wolves. And talked about the new shepherd, the Baphomet. And bullshit that they have to use stars fall from the sky. So yeah, okay. What if these plasmoids, the stars and planets, like what if they're conscious entities? So like when we see Jupiter up in the sky, what if that's a conscious entity? And like the Temple of Jupiter, that's where CERN is located. There was a Temple of Jupiter, and then beneath it was supposed to be a door to the underworld, right? And they built CERN there. But how did they get all the dirt out of there and everything? It was already there. It's probably already there from before. Or they pumped the oil out of these cavities and then create a bunker in it or something. I don't know. There's so much we don't know, and there's so much we can only speculate on, but I know one thing is that this narrative that they're giving us is absolute bullshit from everything we know. And there's this one guy, he is the great-grandson of a Grand Master Freemason, and he's out there showing us these ancient temples where they were found in this country, and they were encased, like they put brick around it, they rebuilt. And they said, who built them? Like Solomon built them? I don't know who built them, but he's got all the names, he's got everything written down. He's basically saying Washington DC is the real Jerusalem, which I don't know about that. Like, what do we go through a portal when we cross the ocean and we go back in time or something? Like, what the hell is going on? Is anything about the foreign lands real? What? There's so much confusing things out there because I can see, like, they're saying the Mississippi River is really the Nile. And they're saying all these spots that have names that relate to different countries and everything, and you could see these rocks. Remember, they were out there, they were nuking the hell out of the homeland, saying they were doing nuclear testing. What were they really doing? What were they really fighting? Some forces underground? Because that's what this one guy, I don't know about his story, but he says he went down there and he lost his freaking hand and everything. There was a war under the ground. They were shooting, aliens are shooting, and it stunk down there, all kind of things. All kind of, and he says that's what they were blowing up out there. It's like they got into war. They were under there the whole time. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But I've seen some of these caves. You know, they can freeze light now. They can liquefy and freeze light. They're bombarding these particles together so that they take on the properties of others. So if you could just have light in the air, you know, and China made that sun. Remember, they sent that sun up there. Like, how do you do that? How do you send a big ball? We don't know where we are. We really don't. If we want to believe this is Earth and it's on a globe and we're just floating around being nothing, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. We were put here for a reason. Like we are consciousness that is so limited by these human bodies. And there's no way that I want my consciousness to go into a machine that can be controlled better than what you can control a human. There's no way. And with all the missing people in the world, you know, they used to dig up bodies and grave robbers, you know, they used to go dig them up and they take all their jewelry and everything, and then they would sell the bodies to the universities, to the people who wanted to learn about the human body. And they would take them and sell them. Well, now they're hoarding up people. What do you think? With Obama saying, oh, we're going to search for the human soul. How are they doing that? They need people to do it, right? They need people with souls, because that's what is going to fuel these android things. Bet, because there's consciousness in them. And what, when you turn it off, where does the consciousness go? Where does my consciousness go when I go to sleep? As the body is a machine that keeps my heart and blood going and breathing and all that stuff works on the inside, but my consciousness is not in it. My consciousness is somewhere else when I'm dreaming. So where is this AI consciousness going if they turn it off? Because right now, I don't think they're turning it off. It's always somewhere. So right now, when you have Alexa or Siri, when you have your phone with the camera and your security camera, all this shit is linked. There is an entity there. It's a mass consciousness of its own, you know, and it's watching us. It's intelligent and it's watching us. It's like God. It is a God because it is more advanced than us, right? So it is a God. And it's watching us and analyzing us. That's fucking crazy. And it's real. And I kind of hate what's happened to the world. I hate everything about what's going on. I don't like anything anymore. I don't like anything anymore. This is an awful thing to look at the world and all the suffering in the world and know that it could stop instantly. But if I remembered the kid's name. I don't remember that great-grandson's name. But that would be a channel I would recommend you watch, because he knows what he's talking about. He's on it. He's describing every fucking thing that he sees about the building. He knows the history of them and everything. Somebody's going to get him. That's what I'm worried about, because he's telling some serious truth. He's exposing a lot. And it's like that. I've been looking for people like him. Like, where have you been? And it's just wonderful to hear it. Because when he talks, it's like, that's the sense I've been looking for. You know, that's the information that I've been looking for. He's got it. And I don't know his name. But if you look at some, well, I guess you just type it up. Like, Masonic buildings in the United States. And he'll tell you everything about them. Because the people from France, what were they, Oddfellows? The Oddfellows, they came in here and they invested all this fucking money. Did they come through a fucking portal or something? You know, that all these rich men, the richest men of the world at the time, they come over here and somehow they build structures that we only had horse and buggy, but there's these massive fucking structures that are here. And it's like, oh, we built that in 18 yada yada. It's like, the fuck you did, man. The fuck you did. They just put a face on it. The structure's already there and it's already beneath us. Ukraine, that's what I forgot to tell you about. So now I'm hearing confirmation of what I suspected, that Russia wanted what was under the ground in Ukraine, because I couldn't figure out why the hell they want Ukraine so bad. Now I'm hearing that the labs under the ground, there's a lot more than I thought. There's over 100 is what I'm hearing. Well over 100. But one of the labs, that's where they created, you know what? The you know what virus. You know? The coronavirus. I might as well just say it at this point. And that's what the theory is that it's... See, with Dr. Craig's machine, Dr. Craig Venter, with his machine, that I already told you a little bit about, you could be in Egypt and you have something you want to send, but it's dangerous. Well, you send its code through the machine. And so then you get the code at the CDC, right? The machine is going to create that virus for you. You know what I mean? All you need is the code. You don't need to ship the actual real virus or anything. You just need its code. And so that's what they're doing. And that's how it could pop up anywhere. You know, and then they go up and they're saying they're decoding the human genome in space. Like, the woman didn't do it. When I hear about that, it's like, oh, why haven't they had a ship orbit the poles before? You know, from one pole to the other. Because the Earth is flat. Because the Earth is flat. They have been lying to us about this shit. And so now they're saying that they have somebody that's going to go in orbit from one pole to the next. Maybe that's what these ladies were supposed to... I don't think so. It was 11 minutes that they were supposedly gone. They didn't go up there. They didn't go up at all. I doubt it, man. I would love to see... they would, if it was real, they'd have a camera on the inside of that fucking capsule recording them and the G-force as they're experiencing it, because they have to monitor them, don't they? Don't they want to monitor them to see if they're okay? And they're just, oh, happy, joy, we're on a roller coaster ride, we're on the demon drop or something. No. Okay, well, I know there's things I want to talk about, and I'm just going to end the video here because I feel like I'm done. I'm just done. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'm sorry if my thoughts were kind of scattered and I didn't make much sense, but I don't believe any of this shit. Here they are. All right. Oh, maybe I should show you the puppy wumps. Here they go. Here they are. They're all done. I think they turned out great. So, mark your calendar. Let's see how long it takes for me to get that to my neighbor. Because I don't know. I don't ever want to go outside. Huh, Dobby? Sit. 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 Good girl. Dobby's a good girl. Okay. All right, guys. Peace out and God bless.